Let's go. Honestly, I could let that song play forever, to tell you the truth. I just really like that. What's happening, guys? How are you? Welcome to Blunt Politics. I am Boston Brian. This is the political podcast where nuance goes to die and the truth tries to get a megaphone. I'm like I said, I'm Boston Brian. I'm your favorite political commentator, unless you're easily offended. But don't worry, left, right, wildly confused, doesn't matter. I offend equally. So go ahead, grab your overpriced coffee or something stronger, if you will, and let's see if we can break down the this week's dumpster fire, because holy shit. Holy shit, is it kicking off? What's going on, Karen? How are you? Thank you so much. Thank you to everybody that's already contributed. Just Julie, appreciate it. Nice to see you guys as well. I am happy to be back. Lots going on, as you guys very well know. It's kicked off. It's kicked off in a big way. The people have, I think, finally had enough of the Gestapo. I mean, ICE. Going around doing as they please, ripping people out of homes, all under masks without revealing their identities, like, you know, police officers and law enforcement officers usually have to do. So let's get into it. Hi, Mel. How are you? She's about 2 feet away. So everybody give Mel a round of applause for making it all the way from California. Hi, Mel. How are you? One of these days we'll get you on camera. Hi. Don't worry about it. But she says hi. Sam, how are you, my friend? What's going on? Tony, what's going on, my friend? You are absolutely correct. You know, it's unfortunate. It really is that it had to get to this point. But I mean, I'm just going to go there. Unfortunately, sometimes some shit needs to burn. I don't want it to happen. I wish we didn't get here. There was definitely steps that we as a country could have taken to avoid this type of situation. But here we find ourselves. Right. And, you know, like they say, everybody's a tough guy until you get punched in the mouth. And unfortunately, I think it's time to start punching people in the mouth. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that or can say that, but I am saying that, and I don't give a shit. Sometimes some shit needs to burn. Sometimes a message needs to be sent. Sometimes the people can only be pushed so far. And I think right now we're kind of seeing that line in the sand that the people have. And it like I said, didn't want it to come to this. But you want to continue to send these people out illegally, unconstitutionally, to rip people out of their homes, to deport children, to separate families, you know, to send out American citizens. You know, we have Abrego Garcia coming back against everything that Kirsty Noem said in her hearing, where under no circumstances would Abrego Garcia ever see the United States again. But of course, none of them know anything about what's going on. So she looks like an asshole too. But the Trump and Elon feud continues. I want to see some of the reaction from the right wing to the ICE shit going on in LA and the 2,000 National Guard that's been sent in there by Donald Trump without, you know, request or permission by the governor of California, Gavin Newsom. What else are we going to be taking a look at? We'll be taking a look at Donald Trump, I believe, also redirected about 20,000 anti-drone missiles meant for Ukraine, sent them down to U.S. troops, and I believe the Middle East. But we'll get into that article as well. Tim Pool is, I guess, not happy that Democrats are calling for the Epstein files to be released. Like, that's a change. Like, that's a big change in our stance on this. I think we've always been asking for the Epstein files to come out. Pam Bondi, kind of led everybody on, as you'll remember. She's also now been caught on what is, I believe, a hot mic or a recording when she's talking to somebody, one of what she thinks is one of her constituents, or not constituents, but one of her fans or followers, as you will. And she was telling them basically similar things to what she said on Fox News about tens of thousands of videos with Jeffrey and underage girls, this and that. But it goes, I believe she goes into a little more detail. So now, I think it's time. It's time. I don't care who's on it. I don't care if you're right. I don't care if you're left. I don't care if you're independent. I don't care if I liked you at one time. I don't care if I idolized you at one time. Bye-bye. See you later. You're gone out of my memory. You're gone out of my fucking the whole thing. You'll be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law, I hope, regardless of who the hell is on that list. And we've been calling for that for a long time. That's, again, no change in the rhetoric or stance that we've been taking on the left here. So what do you got? Where did you get your hat? I got my hat in Kyiv. Yeah, Kyiv, Ukraine is where I got this hat. Pretty cool to say, but yeah, I got it from a vendor, the same place I got a bunch of these. Like, if I can show you this, before we get into it, I think I can show you a little bit about this. Is, if it's going to focus on it, probably not, but this is a Ukrainian tankers pin. It weighs about, I don't know, 48 pounds. This thing, pretty cool. But there was, vendors lined up on the streets. Man, fucking focus. Anyway, there was vendors lined up on the streets that had, patches, memorabilia, stuff like this that you could buy, support the people of Ukraine, help out the economy of Ukraine. So I did my part. There was also what I thought was cool, being a World War II guy, the history of, just the area of Ukraine. But these people also had just World War II artifacts that you will never, ever, ever see anywhere else, unless you're like down south at a gun show. Maybe you'll probably find some Nazi memorabilia down there. But other than that, some of this World War, they had gauges and controls from aircraft. They had papers from Soviets, Nazis, Allied forces. They had patches. They had the whole kit and caboodle. So I bought myself a couple of World War II artifacts. Some of them can't be shown on camera, I don't think, if you get my drift. But, that just adds to what is going to be a growing collection of a vast array of World War II stuff, if I can get my hands on it, hopefully. Anyway, I also got this cool jersey for Logan. Right. Nice official team. A nice jersey here. All right. I like that one. There's a bunch of stuff I got. Where are the patches, Mel? Are those patches nearby? No, sorry. They're all somewhere. I don't know. Anyway, we'll find those and I'll show them too. I bought a bunch of patches of different things that you can represent different units and factions of the Ukrainian military and people from around the world that support. But yeah, that's been cool. So appreciate the question on the hat. That is where I got it. Let's see. Let me click back into the comments. Everybody's yelling at me, Mel. I almost made it on. Don't worry, Tina. Don't worry. We're laid back here. Right? But all right, let's get into it. And I said, as we go on, there's probably going to be enough time left where I can pop out a few more pictures and a few more videos that I know won't be any issues that I can show you from the trip. But yeah, thank you, Mel. I appreciate that very much. Vanna White just brought over my patches. So, man, I knew that was going to work. So this is I'll just read it to you. This is International Legion, Defense of Ukraine. I think if I hold it sideways, maybe, or a little bit back, you could probably make out that one. That one's pretty cool. This one I thought was awesome, obviously being Irish. The two spots that you can't see are yellow. So pretend like you can see that. There you go. You can kind of pretend like what it looks like. This one is just pretty badass. got that one, and then obviously the trident. So yeah, bunch of them. Like I said, just trying to do my part to support the people there. The guy was a really, really nice guy. Talked to me about his son's football and what it's like living there, and how lucky we were to be there at the time that we were, considering just before we got there was pretty rough, if not the roughest. And then not soon after we left from Ukraine, it picked up once again and has continued to be like that. So again, I count my blessings on that one, and I'm very happy that we were all able to make it in and out in that small time frame that it was seemingly a break from the norm over there. Are they wearing red hats at the gym? I'm not sure. I haven't been to the gym in a while. But thanks for calling me out. All right, let's get into it. Let's see here. I just wanted to show you this one. Let me see if I can show you this. With everything going on, with the the clashes happening in LA, with the sending in of 2,000 National Guards, with Pete Hegseth, pretty much having the Marines over there at the ready to be sent into LA. I don't think when's the last time that happened? The 80s, 70s, 80s? I don't know what that's. Just when they sent in the Marines? No, the Marines. I don't know. I think it's I don't think it's been a while. But this is what this guy is doing here. The leader of what used to be a free world. He is sitting at the UFC event. Sorry, I gotta change the background. I don't know how that happened. How that happened. Anyway. After sparring with Musk, very disappointed Trump attends UFC 316 main event in New Jersey. So, with all that's going on, somehow this guy, with all the work that he's doing, somehow found time to, to hit. I think he was with Marco Rubio. Let me see here. There's a photo of him right there. There's Eric in the background. Who's that? Is that? I feel like I should know who that is, but I don't. She's not important enough. But yeah, I mean, just it's a joke to have this guy attending UFC fights as, like I said, pick your poison. Russia, Ukraine, what's going on between Israel and Gaza and Palestine, and you can talk about what's going on in LA. You can talk about the ICE raids. I mean, the big beautiful bill that is ridiculous. I mean, there's so many different things and so many different levels happening at the government that would require the president's 100% complete attention if you had a brain, right? That it's a joke. It's basically spitting in our face for him to be sitting ringside at one of these UFC events. Areas with Mike Tyson. I'm going to guess this is Dana White. Yeah, Dana White speaks with President Donald Trump at the presidential. Who's in? You in here? Did you just connect onto this? Okay. Just want to make sure. Thought I had a guest. Yeah. Anyway, I thought that would be something to point out, where, like you said, the seriousness of the situation in so many different areas. Again, I don't think you could possibly spit in the faces of Americans any more than this. And again, I think what Kristen Welker say, it was 86% of Republicans still have a favorable view of Donald Trump. As opposed to, I think she was saying 76% of favorability for Elon Musk. But that has taken off as well. Another thing I wanted to take a look at was this one, where, it's been a story. It's been a story that JD Vance has been, pretty quiet over the last few days with this whole Elon Donald Trump feud going on. So I think he kind of felt the water boiling beneath him and decided that he had to weigh in. Let me see if I can bring you this. So this is Vance voices loyalty to Trump, but he says he understands Musk's frustration. Talk about towing the line, right? Talk about not choosing a side regardless. I mean, you could not be more obviously scared to pick a side in this battle. We all know JD's actions to Peter Thiel. What are you doing?
Just ignore it.
I can hear you. Thank you. Sorry. I think I don't know what's going on, to tell you the truth. But yeah, he finally popped in with he finally chimed in with a tweet, I believe it was. Let's take a look at what he had to say here. Let me see if I can. Why is this not scrolling for some reason? I don't know. Is the mouse working? It is working, but it ain't scrolling. All right, let's go down here. This was one of his tweets that decided to make the news headlines. Slow news day. What are we even going to talk about? Obviously, being facetious. Obviously, dodging what was the major news stories at the time with, I guess, prominent right-wing commentator, podcaster, you could say now, Theo Von. But let me see. If you scroll down, I think he did say, here it is. President Trump has done more than any person in my lifetime to earn the trust of the movement he leads. I'm proud to stand beside him. What a milquetoast, pussy-ass response to what should be his right-hand man, right? I mean, the guy that made him vice president. Like, isn't he backing Donald Trump, the guy he once thought was like Hitler, but backed as president, and now continues to tell? Shouldn't he be 100% on Donald Trump's side here? What's going on, JD? What's going on, JD? You don't seem too firm in your belief on this situation. Why is this thing not scrolling? I'm trying. No, I don't know. Maybe that broke. Let's see here. But yeah, I just wanted to. I think he says up here where he understands. Oh, here he goes. Vice President Vance says he's loyal to President Trump, but he voiced praise for billionaire Elon Musk and described Musk's criticism of Trump's sweeping budget bill as, quote, understandable. Vance weighed in during a week when the feud between Trump and Musk was escalating rapidly, and the vice president appeared eager to stake out a middle ground. The interview reportedly took place on Thursday when Vaughn and Vance posting on social media that day about their conversation. My loyalties are always going to be with the president, Vance told Vaughn, but he also described Musk as a, quote, incredible entrepreneur, end quote, and added that Doge was really good, this sort of effort to root out waste, fraud, and abuse, which they did none of the three in our country, was really good. Yeah, so a lot that they had to show for that Doge effort. Oh, can I do this like this? Oh, there you go. I think I just found a new way to scroll, guys. We'll learn it. We're going. We're learning here, people. We're learning here. But yeah, that's funny. But I'm dying to see how this plays out. I really am. I'm dying to see what Donald Trump thinks of JD's response or comments in this situation, and if that causes a rift between Donald and JD, because obviously Donald Trump loves loyalty, right? We all know the one thing that he cares about, with people being loyal to him, but not so much him being loyal to other people, is their loyalty. Right, their fealty to Donald Trump, their ability to never tell him no, never tell him that he's wrong, always admit that they're wrong when they know they're right, their ability to get down on their knees and kiss the feet of Donald Trump. That's what he really, really likes. And this doesn't seem like that from JD Vance. This seems like, I kind of don't know which horse I want to pick in this race. So I'm just kind of say nice things about both of them, really, type of thing. But that's just what I get out of it. Maybe you guys get something different. Let me know in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. What's going to happen here? Are we also going to see a feud between the vice president, the president, and the world's richest man, who is also at one point president? I mean, are these three all going to be feuding at the same time? Or is JD going to team up with, is JD got his eye on the prize here? Is there some, is he hoping to one day take that office there, the Oval Office? You never know. We'll see. Only the future will tell. But I mean, I'm here for it. So any problems, any rift, any spats, feuds, arguments, punches, black eyes that come from this, I'm here for it. It's okay with me. All right, so let's get rid of this one. All right, let's hop into, obviously, the big news of the last couple days, what's going on in LA and Trump sending in of the 2,000 National Guard. This was from 2 hours ago, so this will give you kind of just a quick rundown of the situation now and what it looked like just hours ago if you haven't seen it. So let me put this on the screen here, share this tab instead. This will be great, and here away we go. can see the you can see the National Guard troops behind her there. Because as we all know, I mean, yeah, sending in the National Guard just always tends to quell things, right? Always tends to quell things. It never really escalates things, which it always does, especially when the governor has not requested such assistance or requested such action, right? I mean, it's a clear escalation of what the Los Angeles Police Department just a day ago was calling a mostly peaceful protest, as they typically are, right? But again, when you got this shit, when you got this type of shit happening, let me see if I can show you this one. Let's see. Ice raid. There's one that I got here. Ice raid. Yeah, this is it. All right, check this out. You guys all right with the captions there? I know some people said they want them, like them. No audio in the clip. Let me see. How about this? Let me try this. Let me know if you can hear this one.
From our News Nation station, KTLA, you would
How's that?
see that on some of the agents. And these white vans, if you were with us a few minutes ago, had come in to the parking lot because the agents had lined up, maybe a couple of dozen people with their hands behind their back, all in handcuffs. Now they're taking them away. And when I say it's not the first time, earlier today in Los Angeles at a Home Depot in the Westlake district, there was a raid and there were arrests made.
What I was asking was, are you guys okay with the were you guys okay with the captions there? I know some people ask for them, some people like them, some people don't like them, some people need them, but I'm kind of blocking off some of them. So is it a hindrance or do you like them? Let me know in the chat.
As we understand it, KTLA reported on that, and now they're showing us pictures of this. So they've armored vehicles. Look at this. They're making their way through the streets. There were a bunch of people, most of them with their phones kind of running after. Now they've stopped, like this guy over here has got his phone out. They were running after the agents. Here she goes up the side, and there's someone, she's trying to say something to the van, and here's someone coming up to the van, letting them go. There's someone took a shot at that other van. You see that, the second van that came through? This woman is...
This is where, hold on, let me see if I can, there you go, right here. Check this out.
Carried out by, they're going to take a shot at the window, see if they let this SUV that's obviously part of the motorcade go. This guy's going to stand right in front of it as he's making his way down the street. So they've slowed down in terms of the miles per hour that they're using. Other people with phones are running right alongside. But this at Home Depot, we didn't have the video. I didn't see the video if it was something similar. Oh boy, just threw something right at the window.
Whoa.
Oh, there goes the guy's down in the street there.
Not typically you'd think, law enforcement agents, officers, they'd probably get out and be like, oh man, shit, but I think we just ran a guy over, right? Should probably get out and see if that guy's okay. Well, we have one other option where we could speed away, I guess.
So the car is going to stop and back it up. We probably get out of this a little bit, Duff, so we don't see anything too close. All right, the agents are going to pull around.
Clearly, they chose option 2. Let's just get the fuck out of here.
Man, they threw something at him. Oh, here comes another car. The agents get away. That guy was down. Did he get back up? He did, right? Is that him on his knees here? Is it this guy right here? Okay, so he was standing in front.
I mean, just some of the things that are happening in the streets of Los Angeles, either due to ICE, either due to Donald Trump sending in the National Guard or Donald Trump escalating with rhetoric. I mean, it again, sometimes there is a line in the sand where you can push people only so far. And in these neighborhoods where the ICE raids were taking place, mainly Latino neighborhoods, is where most of the I believe the arrests were taking place. What was it called? Paramount, I believe it's Paramount or Paramore. Excuse me if I'm getting that wrong. But yeah, I mean, it's sometimes there's a line in the sand where we've seen time and time again a situation again where ICE agents have either wrongly, illegally, unconstitutionally ripped people out of their homes, ripped babies from families, taken illegal American asylum seekers and sent them abroad to random El Salvadorian prison camps. There's only so much that people are going to take. Right. And you add that with all the fascistic and authoritarian and dictatorial things that Donald Trump has done up until now. I think we are now finally seeing the breaking point, whether it's in LA or New York City or what Mayor Michelle Wu has been saying in Boston. We'll take a look at Charlie Kirk and his guest taking shots at Michelle Wu. Guy claims he's from Boston. Doesn't sound to me like he's from Boston, but we'll take a look at that afterwards. But what do you guys think? Yeah, again, the main fucking thing that we need to remember here is that the felon is directing National Guard troops into cities unrequested by the governor of said fucking state. You know what I mean? That's the main fucking focus here. We now have a criminal sending National Guard troops into LA, into a state that did not request the help. Slacks' fucking birthday today? Slacks. Where are you? Where are you, my man? Why is this not working? My mouse. I think my mouse shit the bed. Where's Mel? I'm trying. All right. Now I have to go like this. How do I get out of that? Oh, there you go. There you go. Happy birthday, Slacks. Happy 21st. Hope you enjoy your drinking tonight. I know you're going to party it up. Like it's 1999, right? But happy birthday, my man. I hope you have a great day. I appreciate you being here. Wait, he's a felon? Yeah. Yes, he's a felon. Yeah, he's definitely a felon. And this is the one I was talking about here. Let me see if we can get to this one. Here's Charlie Kirk. And what's this asshole's name? He's the acting director of ICE. They don't show his name, though. Todd something, I want to say. Let's see. It doesn't say in the they don't feel like naming their guests on this channel, I guess. But let's see what these assholes have to say about ICE, what's been going on in LA, what some of the politicians and elected officials in this country have been saying and speaking up. Some of them are doing a great job, I feel, of hitting the nail on the head when they talk about, listen, when you go out there, I don't know of any law enforcement officers or agencies that need to have their face covered because of the actions that they are taking, right? They are there to serve and to protect the citizens of their county, state, whatever it may be, right? They're not there to overpower. They're not there to, they're not there to preside over, right? They don't tell us what to do. We live by laws, and if we break those, or if we commit some infractions, they then write us up citations, and we have our day in court, right? It's law and order, right, Bob? Right, exactly. Let's take a look at what these two scumbags got to say, though.
Democrats are mad that ICE agents wear masks. It's funny. They went through years of telling us that they must cloak their identity, always live anonymously. And then secondly, they've never, ever talked about Antifa. But it's obvious why ICE is wearing masks, because their families and their entire loved ones are.
I'm sorry. Is he honestly trying to compare ICE agents wearing masks when they believe they're doing, acting lawfully, when they think and believe they're doing the right thing? Why the need to wear the mask, right? I don't like. That's the part that I don't understand. Like, the fact that you have to say it's to protect them and their identities and their families, doesn't that just go to show that the actions that they are taking are probably against, the wishes and what the citizens of this country believe and deem to be legal or constitutional, or needed or warranted actions that the government should be taking? Like, the fact that this, like, the mind never works for these people, where they just continue to be like, oh, they keep comparing us to the Gestapo, and they keep comparing us to Nazis, and they keep comparing us to the SS. The fact that they don't ever sit there and be like, man, there's a lot of fucking people comparing us to the SS, the Gestapo, and the Nazis, and you know, Mussolini and his black shirts and the brown shirts. Like, there's a lot of fucking, like, should we think about that for a sec? Like, maybe we should we kind of like maybe take a second and be like, is it us? You know, like, there's no moment of self-reflection ever in these people. They just continue to point out the obvious things that we say, which are correct, like he's probably going to do here, which I know he's attacking Michelle Wu. It says in the title, ICE acting director slams Boston mayor's disgraceful comments comparing hero ICE agents to neo-Nazis. So you know he's going to come out and say something about Michelle Wu, but let's just get into it. We'll believe me, it'll piss me off enough where we don't have to we don't have to talk about it all now.
Are doxxed and are threatened by the Democrats. Let's play cut 339.
Every single ICE agent who's engaged in this aggressive overreach and are trying to hide their identities from the American people will be unsuccessful in doing that. This is America. This is not the Soviet Union. We're not behind the Iron Curtain. This is not the 1930s. And every single one of them, no matter what it takes, no matter how long it takes, will of course be identified.
Love it.
Well,
Love it. No notes. I have my you know, I got my thing in pointers of points of disagreement with Hakeem Jeffries, as I do with all politicians. But that I have absolutely no fucking notes on. That type of rhetoric, that you know, that we ain't gonna stand for this, that we will identify you, the whole this is America, so you are not going around in masks throwing people into unmarked fucking vehicles, you know, with no warrant, with no prior warning, with no fucking you know, ripping them out of their asylum meetings, the hearings that they've been to, every single one, waiting for people at courthouses to throw them in unmarked vans while you're fucking masked or dressed in plain clothes, only to reveal your badge at the last fucking second. No. So that, I mean, it's just, it's easy for them to be like, well, the Democrats wanted to wear masks during the pandemic. Yes, to save fucking lives during what was a deadly fucking pandemic, right? In which the disease could be spread easily, you know, by you know, inhaling the air around fucking people. So what you do is you cover your face, you cover your nose and your mouth, and that at least defends against that to a certain extent, right? This is not that. This is people working and doing a job for the government in masks, unlawfully, unconstitutionally roaming the streets of neighborhoods, looking for random people that look brown, that have fucking Spanish sounding last names, that have any slight infraction in their fucking history, only to then send them wherever they want, whenever they want. And that's not how this fucking country was set up. That's not what this country was built on by any stretch of the imagination. It's the complete opposite. And as you'll hear, you know, multiple, like Hakeem Jeffries just said, this is not the 1930s, right? People don't just get rounded up on the streets unconstitutionally without a fucking day in court, without a warrant, against the judgments of other courts to not have them deported, you know, per their own safety. That's not what this country was built on. That is the complete opposite of what this country was built on. So when I say sometimes some shit needs to burn, it's unfucking fortunate. I hate it. Like I said, we had multiple opportunities as a country to you know, not get into this situation, but we failed. Hand up, we failed as a country to defend against this properly. You know, we failed to elect the right people that would steer us away from situations like this. And now we are reaping what we sow. That's just how it is. And we are now faced with the situation of now we either stand up for the rights of the people, which in some instances may get ugly, may get dirty, or we sit back and lay back and let Tom Homan and Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth and this asshole use ICE as a Gestapo-like SS division basically, to go out there and just roam the streets to at will pick people they don't like or don't think that they should be in this country, regardless of their legal status. So sometimes, again, like I said, everybody thinks they're fucking tough, right? A lot of ICE agents probably think they're doing the right thing. A lot of people think they're the toughest person in the room until you get a shot in the fucking mouth. And I think things like this are just that, impeding, film and follow. I say hashtag film and follow, put that everywhere. If you see an ICE agent, you film and you follow that ICE agent. You in any way impede to the fullest extent of the rights that you have, their ability to roam the streets and pick people. So hashtag film and follow these motherfuckers. I'm done. Abolish ICE. I'm done with these people. I'm done. The ICE agents have now had several opportunities to remove themselves from this agency if they believe what they're doing goes against what this country was built on, against the Constitution, against the laws of this nation. They have every opportunity to remove themselves from this position. Those that chose to stay know what the fuck they're doing, and that's why they're covering their fucking faces. So, sorry, you don't get to stay masked. You don't get to stay in the shadows while doing the government's work, while putting people in fucking prisons in other countries. That's not how we fucking roll. So as Hakeem Jeffrey said, you will be found, you will be identified, and we will see exactly who was involved in this, whether that has ramifications now or in the future for you. But you will not hide in the fucking shadows and roam around in a mask with fucking plain clothes or dressed in battle fatigues, ripping people off the streets and not being identified. I'm fucking sorry. And if that's risque, or if that's fucking, too left or too extreme for you guys, I don't give a shit. And I'm sorry. If you're offended, there's a door somewhere in the fucking down there. Somebody else, I'm sure, that has a nicer take on this is the right man for you to be watching. But sometimes shit needs to fucking hit the fan in order for you to be like, okay, now it's a problem. Now we got fucking something to fix, right? Like I don't know, what's something simple when a lot of people wait till their house is a fucking disaster every time to clean it, right? So it gets to the point where it's just like, okay, you fucking you're stumbling on shit, you're moving shit, you can't find shit, and then you just get to that point, you're like, all right, this place needs to be fucking cleaned, right? Someplace that's just a simple fucking breakdown, or a simple way that you can. We've gotten to the point where the fucking house is too dirty right now, and we need to fucking start cleaning some shit up. And if that means taking to the streets, if that means setting a couple fucking vehicles on fire, listen, so fucking be it. So be it. I'm sorry. Not sorry. It's time to take some action in here. And as much as I would implore you to keep it fucking peaceful, but when these people show up and they start batting people in the crowd and shooting in tear gas and ripping people down and throwing people down and kicking people and pushing people, I'm sorry. You have every right to defend yourself. You have every right to stand up for yourself and the people around you. You are there to express and use your First Amendment right to free speech. Your ability to protest in this country. And I think everybody should be doing that, whether it's in LA, New York, Boston, Chicago, St. Louis, everywhere. We've gotten to that point. We've gotten to that point. Thank you, JD. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Your ears must have been ringing earlier because Mel and I were talking about you in a favorable light. So I think that's what happens, right? Ears ringing, is that a good thing? Yeah, that's a good thing. So thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. And I'm sorry if I am reacting to the situation. I did not I did not manufacture this situation. I'll say it again. I did not want it to be this way. I feel like I tried everything I possibly could in the time frame that I've been on YouTube and TikTok and in other platforms to try to dissuade people from voting ourselves into this situation. But here we find ourselves, people. Here we find ourselves. And it's time to choose how we are going to handle this situation. And I have every fucking respect for the people of LA for rising up, for standing up against this. It's time. You know, I think it's time for the country and the world to see that, listen, what's going on in this country is against what the people stand for. It is not by or for the people. It is by a dictatorial, authoritarian regime that thinks they have all the powers in the fucking world to do anything they so choose. And the people that they have hired and put in government positions that will follow their lead and orders to the ends of the earth. And that's the fucking situation that we have been put in. Unfortunate? Absolutely. Irreversible? Not. Nope, absolutely not. There are much, much, much more of us than there are of them, right? And we have every right to get out into these streets and to peacefully march and disrupt and impede and make it as difficult as possible for ICE agents to roam around with masks on, just with unfettered access to neighborhoods to do as they so choose. So hashtag film and follow ICE agents everywhere you see them. If you have the time and the ability, you film these people. Make them uncomfortable. Tell them what you think of them. Tell them what they're doing is beyond unconstitutional, beyond the opposite of what this country was built off of. Let them know. Give them the opportunity. Say, hey, guess what? There are other agencies. There are other jobs for you and your skills that you probably have as a law enforcement officer in other places that you will be maybe very well needed and can help the community. This is not one of those jobs. So from here on out, the ICE agents know what the people think about this. And how, like I said, illegal, unconstitutional, against everything that the people believe and stand for. There's a line in the sand that the ICE agents that now continue on these actions and continue with these raids, they put themselves in this situation. All right, they either know better or they don't know better. They can remove themselves or they don't remove themselves. And the smart ones, I believe, have removed themselves. So that's my little fucking rant for today.
That is a threat. So what Hakeem Jeffries is saying is that we're going to identify them, and then he will throw the paramilitary troops of the Democrat Party, which is Antifa and the purple-haired jihadis, to come after them because they want ICE agents to be doxxed or dead or demoralized.
Nope, not dead. Not dead. No. No, nobody said anything about taking out ICE agents. We're not talking we're not talking about disrupting families and putting families in harm's way. We're not talking about attacking homes or anything like that, or threats against family members. Nothing of the sort. Nothing of the sort. They are not in that position. The family is not in that position. They should not be held responsible for the actions of the one man in the family who has the ability to remove himself from the situation. Right? So I just want to make that abundantly clear that in no way, shape, or form should the families of these agents be impacted or like I said, targeted or anything like that. They again are not responsible for the actions of this man. So just want to make that abundantly clear.
Your thoughts, sir?
No, and you know what? I would love to have a sit-down conversation with the congressman because I actually am a victim of that, right? Last administration.
No, the victim mentality. What did it take him about 4 words to pull out, I am a victim of this?
Not even this one. Even when ICE was doing their job under President Biden.
All right, so this is a pop quiz for the chat. Just in the next few, probably like minute, can you guys tell me where do you guys think this guy is from? if you had to guess, right, on accent, where you think this guy is from, where would you say he's from? I just throw it in the chat where you think he's from.
Had masked Antifa drive from another state, show up at my house, threaten my wife and kids at 3 o'clock in the morning, put my address on telephone poles for 6 miles, saying that a sex offender lived in my address. So I know exactly what the men and women of ICE go through. And it's honestly disgusting when an elected official wants to go ahead and make those kind of comments about men and women that are putting their lives on the line every day. So
Somebody said Deutschland. No, we got an Ohio, a Chicago, we had a Florida, Canada, Texas, New York. Oh, so come on. Is that just a guess? That must be just a guess because he is. He does say in this interview that he is from Boston, which I just can't tell. He must have completely lost that that accent a long time ago. I don't know where that one went. But yes, somehow he says he's from Boston, which gives him, I think, what he thinks is the ability to take down Michelle Wu. But let's see what he has to say. Yeah, good guess too. Good guess. Come on, Blake.
I will keep defending them as long as I can, with every power that I can, because they're the ones that are out there keeping America safe. They're the ones that are out there getting the worst out of the worst. And I can say definitely for sure in the
getting the worst out of the worst.
They are taking the worst out of the community.
Listen.
So,
I'll make a deal.
There you go, Charlie. Cut him off.
For Hakeem Jeffries. You get the ICE agents' identities. We get the abortion doctors at Planned Parenthood. How about that? You tell us the identities of the abortion doctors, and then we publicize all of them.
Are you reading that, Charlie? Is that something you had to write down because you thought it was a zinger? How can you compare people performing life-saving actions and medical procedures to law enforcement officers going out and unconstitutionally and illegally roaming the streets looking for immigrants to round up? How are we making that connection here again? I know you don't like the whole, you're not, we all know your stance on abortion. Let's just put it that way, Charlie. All right. We know your stance on abortion, but in what way can you actually tell me that there's a one-to-one connection from the doctors at Planned Parenthood to the Gestapo ICE agents acting illegally, unconstitutionally at the behest of the President of the United States and Border Czar Tom Homan? Please make that connection. I'm dying for you to do it.
And then you get the ICE agents. Oh, you don't want that? Oh, we have to have anonymity. Yeah, maybe because when you do certain jobs, you don't actually want those names and faces plastered all over entire communities. Let's play the mayor of.
Now, how many police departments do you know do that, Charlie? Now, just one more. How many police officers and police departments do you know hide the identity of their officers from the community? Please, answers. Questions that need answers. Chuck, come on, hit me.
Boston next. Michelle Wu. I think she should be arrested.
Oh, okay. Here we go. Free speech, the party of free speech and freedom and USA and, respect elected officials. And geez, you got to respect the people in power, right? But wasn't he just talking about, something because you don't like it and we like it? Then, it's not, you shouldn't be saying that type of thing. And then 2 seconds later, he says that Michelle Wu should be arrested because she said something he disagrees with. Like, what is the arrestable offense? Here, Chuck. What are we doing? Are you going to give me a crime? Are you going to give me like a suspicion of a crime? Are you going to give me like a reason why, a mayor of Boston should be arrested? Please, something. Give me something.
I think you guys should arrest her. She's terrible. Play cut 380.
She's terrible. They're good. Hold on. Let me look that up in the code justice book. That must be, what law is that? Do you guys, what's the code for being terrible under the infractions of law enforcement? You guys know? Is that like a I know 187 is a murder, right? Is that like I don't know. Is that like a 302 or something? Like what do you call the illegal act of somebody being terrible?
389.
I don't know of any police department that routinely wears masks. We know that there are other groups that routinely wear masks. NSC 131 routinely wears masks.
Mayor, just to clarify, are you comparing ICE, you said, to NSC 131, the neo-Nazi group? Are you comparing them to a neo-Nazi group?
What I said is that Boston police and no police department that I know of at the local level routinely wears masks.
And A, you can't argue with that. And B, she was merely pointing out the direct and indisputable similarities between what the neo-Nazi group does as far as wearing masks and what the ICE agents now roaming the streets of the United States do as far as wearing masks. So again, no notes, Michelle. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Your reply to the sanctuary city mayor of Boston, Michelle Wu.
Yeah, I said it earlier. I used to always say it was disheartened by her comments, but now I'm just flat out disgusted.
Yep.
One of the big issues is the fact that I actually ran the Boston field office prior to taking this job, and I'm actually from Boston.
Couldn't tell, buddy. Couldn't friggin' tell. I think you're lying. Lies. You sound like, again, you're from anywhere but Boston.
So I know what the people of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts actually want.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Please don't speak for me, asshole. You know what, me or anybody in my town or anybody in the vicinity, you have no friggin' clue what we want, need, or respect, I guess, in this country, to tell you the truth.
And it's not Michelle Wu.
Clearly it is, because she was elected the mayor of Boston. So that's how that works. Democracy, votes counted. They get a winner. That was her. That's clearly what the people wanted. That's why she's mayor. Yeah. Not.
I'll tell you that, she talks about Boston police not wearing the masks. Boston police wants to work with us. Boston police want to partner with ICE. They want the worst out of the community. I think if you take a look at what the Boston field office.
Do they wear masks? Do they wear masks? Because you literally just said that she was referencing the facts that they don't wear masks, and then you went on to talk about something completely different. Do they wear masks? That would be the question that you would need to answer as far as what Michelle Wu said. But okay.
Office is done with that field office director up there and their leadership team. They've done more for the city of Boston, the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, than all the elected officials up there. So we've made Boston safer, and Michelle Wu hasn't. And for her to...
I'm sorry. So the mayor doesn't get credit for the city becoming safer? Is that what we're trying to... Basically, you've been working you've been working by yourself to make the streets of Boston safer, is what you're saying there, Todd? I'm gonna call bullshit on that one, my friend.
Actually go ahead and compare us to a neo-Nazi group. Like I said, it's disgusting. It is the worst
factual
thing she could possibly say. Because instead of trying to work with us to get the worst out of her community, because Charlie, if we had more time, I could sit down here and just...
Oh, suddenly the Boston comes out. Did you hear that? I think he realized that he's kind of sounding like a tool, saying he's from Boston, but sounding like he's from Chicago, right? Let's say that one again. You hear the accent come out real quick? Uh-oh. What happened? What did I do? Where'd it go? Oh, it's over here. How'd that happen? All right, let's bring this back. That's crazy. All right, let's see here. Bam. I think it was right here. Here we go.
If we had more time, I could sit down here and just read all
of a sudden, he's an actor in The Departed. We can sit here down there more time, and what you do here, you're fucking right around the corner there. I got parked the car. We gotta going over to Harvard there. But the guy just yanked that Boston accent, fake Boston accent, so far out of his ass. That was ridiculous. It's like he looked down and was like, shit, I told him I'm from Boston, but I sound like an asshole.
the heinous crimes that we've taken out of Massachusetts, and especially out of Boston. And
the heinous crimes you've taken out of Boston makes absolutely no sense. I think what you meant to say is heinous criminals, which, again, I've seen little evidence of.
I don't know how she can sit there with a straight face and saying that the Boston Trust Act that limits working with ICE keeps Boston safe. When people get released back in the community repeatedly, and you have these heinous stories of child rape, fentanyl distribution, of homicide. I was with the team a couple of weeks ago. We did a ride along up there. And in East Boston, we actually arrested someone that was an illegal alien that was in contact with ISIS. So she needs to explain to me.
Oh, wow. Come on, Toddy. You and what? Dr. Phil and what's the lady that's doing pretend dress up there all the time now? The cosplay. Is that Christy Noem? Yeah. They all went for a ride along and all of a sudden they stumbled upon an immigrant who had contact with ISIS.
To me, and more, I think she needs to explain to everyone she voted for exactly what her thought process is on keeping Boston safe by not working with ICE.
Let's play 494. This is
Shut up. He's such an idiot.
Brandon Johnson, the Marxist running my hometown of Chicago. Play cut 494.
The city of Chicago didn't flinch. We didn't bend. We didn't break. We stood on our values and we fought back. Because we saw the federal government try to intimidate us yesterday. But we also saw the grassroots resistance. We saw residents and elected officials put their bodies on the line and defend the most vulnerable amongst us. That is the resistance that we need in this moment. Let's continue to stand united as a united front, the only way in which Chicago can, to demonstrate for the rest of the world that when we fight together.
I think he sounds like a leader. I think he sounds like exactly what we need in this moment, right? Somebody clear and concise and strong with a message and a point that people can resonate with, right? I mean, the fact that so many lives are being affected by what's going on, either by Donald Trump's immigration policies, his policies as far as abroad, what we're doing in Ukraine, like we talked about earlier, how he's already diverting 20,000 anti drone missiles at a time where Ukraine needs them the most. But yeah, I don't know if there's any more in this that I need to play. Let's see.
I don't know who he thinks he is with this kind of cadence. Does he think he's Martin Luther King or something?
Oh yeah, must be because he's black, right, Chuck? Let me guess. Is it because he's black? Is that a whole black thing? Or is it just just an idea that popped into my head? It literally had nothing to do with the color of his skin. I just, pulled out Martin Luther King just randomly here. But no, let's get away from Chucky here. I don't know what I did, but somehow I lost everything that I had open, so I'm gonna have to open it again. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know where that all went. I feel like I'm pressing buttons and they're doing weird things today.
It's not me.
It's not you?
I'm not in there anymore. I just changed the
Oh, I know. Oh, here they are. Right here. All right, so now we're gonna go into is this another? No, this is Tim Cast. All right, let's hit Timmy Cast. Let's see what Tim Pool has to say, because now we're going to get into more of the Trump Epstein feud that continues. Yeah, Trump Epstein feud. Trump Musk feud that continues to rage. But yes, Epstein would be very pertinent to this whole situation, so that kind of makes sense. But let's see what Tim has to say. This is Tim Cast IRL. Democrats flip, say release the Epstein files amid Trump and Elon feud. Is he happy with that decision? Is he going to back the Democrats' decision to continue their call for the release of the Epstein files? Or is he going to, I don't know, maybe have a problem with it? What do you guys think? Let's see if we can check this out. Let's see what he thinks about it.
For it.
No, they had a change of heart and they're suddenly against child.
From @the Democrats. Kill the bill and release the Epstein files, tweets @the Democrats.
Yes. Yep.
Who then tweeted, what is Trump hiding? Release the Epstein files.
Yep.
Eric Swalwell. Release the Epstein files now.
Yep.
I am shocked. I didn't expect Democrats to stand on principle and call for such an important thing like releasing the Epstein files. I wonder what could have happened that would have made them come around and agree.
Come around and agree. Now, when he says come around, it almost implies like we were on the other side at one point, right? You can't come around to something if you're already there. You're just there. right? So in order to come around, you must be in a different place. Can anybody explain to me when people on the left or Democrats, have ever been saying, we don't give a shit about the Epstein. No, don't release those. We don't want to see those. Nobody wants to see those. Is anybody? I don't remember the people on the left or Democrats or independents even ever saying that nobody wants to see or have the release of the Epstein files. So there's nothing to come around to. We have always been asking for these things to be released. We have always been talking about Donald Trump's involvement with name being in these files and on the flight logs. We've always been making that connection. We've always wanted to see the truth, regardless of who is outed or involved. I don't think that is a change of anything. But again, Tim loves to or needs to have that narrative change in order to have something to come back against. And I'm really kind of interested to see how he walks this line where, Tim and Republicans claiming to be the party that loves to defend children and is the most against sex trafficking, and even though they're usually the ones that get arrested with child pornography on their computers and the rest of it, but that's a situation for a different show. But let's see how Tim and the other three bozos combat this and actually toe the line of still wanting to see the Epstein files come out, but also not backing Democrats' call for the Epstein files to come out. See how they walk that line.
It's anti-Trump now. Elon Musk accuses Trump of being in the Epstein files, and Democrats all of a sudden are saying, go for it.
No, they had a change of heart and they're suddenly against child molestation.
Right. I mean, how many different acts do you think that we could find, or different instances of pastors or priests, or is somebody involved with, youth programs down south, 99.99999% of the time being a Republican or a conservative leaning individual. I wonder how many instances and situations we could pull up of child pedophilia and molestation and sex trafficking involving some of those people. I wonder if there's like a huge problem with that being overwhelmingly from one side of the aisle. Do you guys know about that in the chat? Have you guys ever heard anything about that whole issue? Maybe.
Oh, I wouldn't ever believe that for any amount of money.
Super don't believe that.
Yeah.
I just woke up one day and they were like, wait, diddling kids is wrong. Stop doing that.
I'm sorry. When did Powder's sister become a member of Timcast IRL? Why does she look like if Winona Ryder had blonde hair on Beetlejuice? Sorry, my fault.
That would never happen among the Democratic Party, but I do think it's funny.
Do you think it's funny? Do you think that whole thing about, Epstein being the most prolific pedophile, probably, maybe, possibly in history, in the president of the United States having an over 20-year at least relationship with said individual, flew on the jet multiple times, still owns one of the jets now, did multiple real estate deals, never lived more than 10, 15 minutes away from the guy. Is that maybe something that could enter the conversation here? Can we possibly make the connection there between maybe the most powerful guy on the planet and the Epstein files that, I guess you guys have supposedly been calling for the release of for a long time now? We're very excited when Pam Bondi decided to come out and say she was going to release them any second now because they were on her desk. We're even more excited when the assholes came out of the White House with their big white binders of the Epstein files of shit that was even less information that was already known publicly at the time. But now you don't seem too hyped up. You don't seem too amped up about the release of these files all of a sudden because Democrats have the upper hand in this thanks to your inability to spot a drug-addled man baby in Elon Musk simply because he gave nearly $300 million to get the man elected that he now says he knows is in the Epstein files, which only then it self-incriminates Elon Musk and connects him to, again, spending nearly $300 million or more to get the man he knew was in the Epstein files elected as president of the United States. So this is a lose-lose situation for the both of them. I hope everybody knows this. There's no situation in which either one of these people come out looking or smelling like roses, let's just say. But again, we got to keep our eye on the prize. This whole spat, if it turns into something that blows up the Republican Party, I will absolutely continue to cover it. But we need to keep our eye on the prize as far as ICE, as far as what's going on in Ukraine, as far as what's going on with the big, beautiful bill that they think that is, again, big and beautiful, which does nothing but hurt the American people, put in ridiculous hurdles and, things that people need to jump over in order to continue to get the assistance either from the federal government or the health care that they so desperately need. So yes, many people will be affected. Many people will be hurt. People will die. That is just the facts of the matter. So we need to, again, keep our eye on the prize while also, keeping our peripherals on this feud that hopefully blows up the Republican Party, blows up Trump's regime, and ultimately leads to these fucking Epstein files finally being released, right?
Is this where the Democrats try and find their pivot moment? There's
no pivot. You can't pivot for something you are already doing. Pivot means you go in opposite directions or an alternate direction where we've stayed the course this entire time. I can guarantee you, if you ask any prominent commentator or person online or any random Democrat, do they give a shit who is on the Epstein files? Do they want everybody and all people included involved and had any involvement in that to be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law, regardless of if it's an R, an I, or a D next to their name? They would say yes. Don't give a shit. Prosecute them all. Send them all away. Give them the day in court, and then fucking lock that door behind them. Right? You cannot pivot from that. You can't pivot from that. That means you've had a different stance, and we haven't had a different stance.
Sitting there, pulling their hair out, being like, we've spent millions of dollars to try and talk to regular people. What do we do? And now they're like, release the Epstein files. And Chad Prather was like, I agree. And a bunch of conservatives are like, yes,
please do it already.
So here's my bet. 2028 is going to be some like random Dem being like, we'll release the Epstein files. It's the only policy we have.
All right. So there, Tim Pool gives his prediction without giving a prediction, right? His prediction is what he says is 2028, a Democrat, was, again, who I think what I get from that sentence is who he's predicting is going to win the election, right? Not only that, but that prediction on what he just said tells me that he does not believe that the Epstein files, the Epstein report, whatever you want to call it, will ever be released as long as Donald Trump is president, right? Let's hear that one more time. Because he says in 2028, his prediction that a Democrat will be the ones that wants to release this or ultimately does, which means they're not coming out in Donald Trump's term, right? They're not coming out. Let me see if I can back this up without the mouse working here. 122, 120, let's do this.
2028 is going to be some like random Dem being like, we'll release the Epstein files. It's the only policy we have.
That'd be hilarious.
And they'd get some good votes.
I don't think enough people even care. I said that the first time around. It wasn't something that anyone voted on, and they shouldn't have mentioned it.
Again, playing their cards the wrong way around so that you can see them. She doesn't think many people care. Nobody cares now about the Epstein files. If it's going to hurt our dear leader, Donald, so yeah, do we really care about that? Not so much. We claim to be for the kids and want to protect kids and against trafficking of kids and, the kids. But do we really need to see those? Is it something that's really going to affect us? Suddenly questioning their morality here as far as protecting kids.
If they didn't have a real plan of following through. So it was a big embarrassment.
Yeah.
Well, the administration has botched it. Bondi's botched it. The new FBI is not making it any easier for people to believe that this administration is going to deliver on any of that. And I think Elon knows that. We all know that. And I think that probably went into why.
But why? Why can they not go the extra step? I mean, he's actually making the connection that, that nothing that this administration, the FBI, the DOJ, Donald Trump himself has done is leading us to believe that we are going to get any information, that they're going to be released in full or anything of the such anytime soon or anytime as he's president of the United States. But they don't go that extra step of being like, that's probably really shady, and says to me that he probably does know and that he's in this thing either all over it or multiple times or a couple times, whatever the fuck it may be. We know of at least, what was it, 7 or 8 occasions that his name is on the flight log, at least. So, I mean, they don't make that extra step to be like, this is not, at least say this is not a good look, right? To be the president of the United States, to have the ability and the power to release these, to say that you're the head of the party that is there to protect the kids, and like I said, yada, 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 and then go ahead and tell people you're going to release these, and that Pam Bondi from the DOJ says they're on her desk, and she's telling her, caught in a hot mic saying that there's tens of thousands of videos and pictures of Jeffrey and other people with underage girls. Let me see if I can pull that up too. Pam Bondi. What do you call it? A hot mic? I don't know if you'd call it a hot mic. I think she was just recorded. Draw a shape in the recording area. What the fuck is that? What does that mean? I think I hit some button somewhere. I think I did. I'm pretty sure I did. Because I'm hitting buttons that normally mean something. Zip it over there, please. I got fucking. Oh, see, that's not what I'm typing. H? No, see, I don't know. Something's going on. Something's going on. I have no idea what it is. I can't type. Keyboard's not working. Oh my god, it's changing shit over here. Will you stop over there, please? Jesus Christ. No, we'll just continue. I'll see if I get that up in the background.
Elon said what he said today to get at Trump. It's very petty. I mean, this is a worse breakup than Ye and Kim, Britney, Justin Timberlake. I mean, this is really bad, dude. This is. I'm just interested to see where this goes next, because I don't think you can say anything worse than that. And if you notice, Trump did respond. He responded maybe about an hour after Elon posted that, and he didn't deny it. I'm not saying he did it. I'm just saying that's unlike Trump. All Trump said was Elon should have turned on me earlier.
I mean, I think it's probably PR 101.
Mm-hmm.
You don't pour gas on the fire.
But he's been doing it all day.
But not.
So was Trump been beat?
Not the Epstein stuff.
So did Elon beat Trump today?
No. If Trump came out and said the Epstein thing is a lie, I have nothing to do with Epstein, he's pouring gas on the fire.
Oh, is he really? I'm sorry. Somebody that's not in the files, that has been accused of being in the files, you don't think they'd come out and vehemently deny the allegations and come out with evidence to suggest otherwise, and things that they've said in the past to suggest that they again were not anywhere near the situations at the time? Jesus.
If he comes out and says, Elon, you're crazy, and insults him, that's actually PR 101. It's redirect. You don't give them narrative control. I wish conservatives actually knew how to do this.
We're talking about Jeffrey goddamn Epstein, right? Somebody accuses you of being in those things, and you don't come out and deny that. That says a lot about you, Timmy boy.
With media, they don't. They give media, the corporate press, the narrative control all the time. But Trump's you're not going to beat Trump. He's the media guy.
He needs to log out of Truth Social, log into his X account, quote tweet Elon, and ratio him. That's all you need to do. Doesn't matter what you say as long as you ratio him.
He would too.
On his own platform.
Yeah. I think he's contractually barred from doing that.
From ratioing?
From using X.
Using X.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Wow, you don't know that? Jeez, where have you been there? Come, Mr. Taliban, banana. So I just can't stop thinking of Beetlejuice.
Because he's invested in Truth Social.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he uses it.
Oh, I've seen him tweet since the inauguration.
Yes, there's been a few, but I think he's probably got a contract saying like you won't principally use other platforms or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so
and I'm sure it had something to do with the election.
Yeah.
To shrug it off.
Yeah, 2024.
But I think one tweet is probably fine. We all still say tweet. Everyone says Twitter.
I still say it.
It's still Twitter.
Right? Nobody.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Again, let's make this a conversation not about how the president of the United States is, again, not allowing the release of these files that Pam Bondi of the DOJ said that she had on her desk and was, going to release at any moment, right? Let's talk about anything other than that, right, Timmy boy?
But you're right. Trump should get on right now and he should just tweet at Elon ratio.
Yeah. Like your mom.
Speaking of which, what's Elon been saying? So I don't know. Backspace doesn't work. Nothing works. Don't know why that would be. Anyway, I have to figure that one out later. Let's see here. All right, on to the next one. Let me see what I had in my inbox as far as did that interview go out yet, Mel? Do you know? What are you laughing at?
The way you talk to me like a fucking working office.
What?
No, I did not see it. I'll look.
Okay. All right, let's see here. As I said before, that this story about Trump redirecting, what was it, 20,000? Okay, 20,000 anti-drone missiles from Ukraine. Look at that. Oh, right here. Share this tab instead. I don't know why it made like 3 different tabs from the same thing, which is strange. Get out of that one. Get out of this one. And get back into this one. All right. I can't get back into it. Just a second. Is it this one? No. This one? No. This one? Yes. All right. I can't get back to fucking tree. It won't let me get back to it. Something weird's happening. Different buttons are doing different things that they normally didn't do before. And it's not letting me bring it back up. It's going to be pretty difficult to do a show if I can't see what I'm doing. I'm clicking on it, just not bringing it back up for some reason. Nope. All right. Bear with me. I wish I had like, what was it, like on hold music to do that. I don't understand what's going on with this right now. I really, really don't. I'm clicking on it. I can see where I'm supposed to go.
Terry Moran just got suspended from ABC.
Why? Terry Moran got suspended from ABC?
You could play it. It's Aaron Prentice.
If I could get back to anything, that would be great, but I can't. So I can't.
He asked a question. Carolyn Levitt didn't like it.
All right. Now I'm back. All right. I'm back. All right. Let me look that up. What'd you say his name was?
I sent you Aaron Prentice. You could just play it.
Oh, I gotcha. I got to refresh then. Terry Moran getting suspended. Wonder what he said. Let's see here. You didn't send it.
Yes, I did.
Well, it didn't come through. It did not come through. Are you looking at for a super fast affordable? What? How did somebody just text me about that? Just came through now. Let's take a look at this. Share this.
We have serious breaking news right now. ABC News has now suspended one of its senior reporters for attacking Stephen Miller, the White House Deputy Chief of Staff, after Caroline Levitt and the White House personally reached out to ABC News to try to get them to take disciplinary action. In a now deleted tweet, Terry Moran, who was a senior ABC News reporter, said the thing about Stephen Miller is not that he has the brains behind Trumpism. Yes, he is one of the people who conceptualizes the impulses of the Trumpist movement and translates them into policy. But that's not what's interesting about Miller. It's not brains, it's bio. Miller is a man who is richly endowed with the capacity for hatred. He's a world-class hater. It goes on, but White House Press Secretary Caroline Levitt freaked out about this, personally reached out to ABC News to try to get disciplinary action taken, and now ABC News has suspended its reporter for speaking. Now, ABC News says that it needs to keep some sort of objectivity, but this really just feels like another attempt at the White House trying to silence or intimidate the free press and the free press capitulating. Spread the word, subscribe to my Substack for more, linked in bio for free, and follow along for all the news you need to know about. We have serious breaking news right now. ABC News has now suspended one of its...
It's amazing how far these media companies are willing to bend the knee to Donald Trump in order to continue to get the favorable scoops or favorable interviews, or just to get access to certain places. I mean, just absolutely no scruples, absolutely no integrity shown by ABC or any of the other these media organizations that have capitulated to Donald Trump's authoritarian dictatorial moves towards the media. But again, folks, party of free speech here. Party, free speech and freedom. Say what you want without repercussions, as long as it, not calling for the harm of anybody. But we will arrest you if it's something we, disagree with slightly. You will be arrested or fired. Your whole career will be shot. Your family will be put in turmoil. Other than that, speak freely. Feel free to speak freely in this free country that people are being shipped out of to El Salvador. Anyway, the freeness. Remember, free. Free. It's free. It's free. All right, let's see if I can take a look at finally this article about Zelensky confirming. Let's see, can you guys see this now? Let's see. But make sure you guys can see it. Yes, you can. All right, and we're back. We are back in action, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so Trump administration redirects 20,000 anti-drone missiles meant for Ukraine. Zelensky confirms. Again, I can't use the mouse, which is weird. President Volodymyr Zelensky confirmed that the United States, President Donald Trump's administration diverted 20,000 anti-drone missiles originally intended for Ukraine to American forces in the Middle East in an interview with ABC News published on June 8th. I did see a couple clips of Kristen Welker supposedly having some phone interview with Trump. Mel has been trying to look for it. I don't know if the audio has been released or anything like that, but she was talking about and we'll take a look at the video that she put out talking about his strong words against Elon Musk. But Zelensky said Ukraine had counted on the missiles to help counter relentless Russian drone attacks, which included swarms of Iranian-designed Shahed-type drones. On June 1, Russia launched a record 472 drones in a single night. Quote, "We have big problems with Shaheds. We will find all the tools to destroy them," quote, Zelensky said. We will, quote, "We counted on this project, 20,000 missiles, anti-Shahed missiles. It was not expensive, but it's a special technology," end quote. Zelensky said the plan had been agreed upon with the U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin and was launched under President Joe Biden's administration. There you can already find out the reason why Donald Trump was so eager and decided to finally act upon the redirection of these missiles is because something that Lloyd Austin and Joe Biden had their name on. So, of course, he has absolutely no respect for anything the previous administration put in place, good or spectacular or bad or indifferent, doesn't matter what the hell it was. The Wall Street Journal reported on June 4 that the Trump administration had redirected the munitions, which include special fuses used in advanced rocket systems to intercept drones towards U.S. forces stationed in the Middle East. The Pentagon reportedly informed. Now, listen, I have absolutely no problems with the U.S. forces in the Middle East having all the weapons and all the defense mechanisms and systems that they need to protect against attacks and to protect themselves. But if you think that we don't have enough of these to go around, where we could have sent the 20,000 to Ukraine and also kept our troops in the Middle East safe with the proper weapons and kit and technology, I'm sorry, I got a couple bridges to sell you. This is not a one or the other type situation, nor ever should it be in the United States military with the funding that it has be in either or type of situation. The Pentagon reportedly informed Congress in a classified message that the reallocation of the fuses for advanced precision kill weapon systems was deemed an, quote, urgent issue, end quote, by current Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth. Ukrainian military intelligence source told the Kyiv Independent on June 4 that Russia is preparing to launch more than 500 long-range drones per night in future attacks as Moscow rapidly scales up drone production and constructs new launch sites. especially in retaliation for what we saw and covered on the last show, what was just an incredible and unprecedented mission carried out by the Ukrainian military to strike Russian air bases deep inside of Russia. The Trump administration has halted the approval of new military aid packages to Ukraine since the start of his second term in January. Trump has repeatedly expressed skepticism about continued assistance to Kyiv and temporarily suspended military shipments earlier this year, only resuming them after Ukraine agreed to a ceasefire framework during peace talks in Jeddah on March 11th. Hegseth, who ordered the temporary halt, did not attend the most recent Ukraine Defense Contact Group meeting on June 1st, the first such absence by a U.S. Defense Secretary since the beginning of the full-scale invasion. First time since the full-scale invasion started that a defense the Secretary of Defense has failed to show up to one of these Ukrainian Defense Contact Group meetings, which goes to show you their mindset and their care level for what is happening over there, where they put that on their list of priorities. Obviously not very high. Trump has repeatedly I read that. Hegseth, let's see, where did I leave it? Oh, Ukraine has urgently called on Western partners to expand investments in domestic arms production and deliver more air defense systems, including U.S.-made Patriots, to counter intensifying Russian airstrikes. Despite growing international appeals and Kyiv's offer of a 30-day ceasefire and the basis for peace talks, Moscow continues to reject the proposal. Trump, who spoke by phone with Russian President Vladimir Putin on June 4, has refused to impose new sanctions on Russia, saying he is focused on pursuing a negotiated ceasefire. When was that whole 2-week thing? Has it been 2 weeks yet? Wasn't he giving Russia 2 weeks to come to the table, or to at least show some signs that they want peace in any way? When were those comments, man? Let me see. Hold on, let me see. Trump gives Russia 2 weeks. How long ago was that? Jesus H. Christ. Yeah, something ain't right in the keyboard here, sir. I'm typing like gibberish. It's almost like code. Does anybody know how that possibly could have happened? Backspace doesn't work, and like when I type letters into here, like weird stuff's happening. Almost like the secondary use of the button. No, nothing's on. Nothing's different than I noticed. There was some code that came up earlier on the right-hand side of the screen. That's the only thing I noticed that was different. But I thought it worked after that. I just can't type. That's all. It's just I feel like I'm typing code, which clearly I don't know how to do. I don't. I'm not a coder. Get rid of that one. Which one's this one? Jeepers creepers. Any other stories that I should cover before I get into maybe some more info and pictures on my trip?
It's not posted yet.
That interview?
Yeah, the latest episode was last week's. They haven't posted it yet.
All right, let's see if I can play that clip. Can you send me the clip of her just talking about that? For some reason, I can't type to look up stuff. Please and thank you. It's so weird. Let me see if I can get to the comment section. Maybe they know what's going on. Although, what's it say? Although key stuck, switch to another language to Windows spacebar. No, it's almost like the secondary function of the buttons is happening, because if I press like any of some random buttons, like some weird stuff happens. Alt key stuck. Alt key. What is alt key? Alt. Let me see if that works. All right, maybe that worked. Did I hit that button? No, because the backspace still isn't working. Anyways, Mel's going to send me the clip of Kristen Welker talking about Donald Trump's comments on their phone interview. I believe they said it was yesterday. See if I can reload site. I don't know what that's trying to make me do. Let me know when you send it. It's like a 3-minute clip, I think. Thank you. Let me see. Pull this one up for you guys. It's a team play today.
Does
Team
your
game.
button have any other buttons? Is there another label on it?
No, I got
It just says alt. Okay.
alt.
Okay. No worries. I thought you had like the function lock on.
It's not even letting me click on your. Oh, there it is. That was weird. All right, I got it.
Sunday morning, Elon Musk.
All right, this is Kristen Welker, I believe. I don't know why she doesn't play the audio. I don't know if a recorder broke, if she didn't record it, which would be really strange. I can't see that happening. But this is just her talking about Donald Trump's comments, I guess, in a short conversation. It sounded like to me like Donald Trump called her to express some frustrations. But let's take a look at this. Can you guys see this? I just want to make sure that you guys are seeing what I'm seeing. Yes, you is. So let's roll.
Musk's criticism of President Trump's tax and spending bill erupted into a bitter public fight this week, with Musk going so far as to agree with a call for President Trump's impeachment. Musk blasted the Republican spending bill as a, quote, disgusting abomination and urged GOP lawmakers to kill it.
I'm very disappointed because Elon knew the inner workings of this bill better than almost anybody sitting here.
In a phone call on Saturday, President Trump told me that he has no desire to repair his ties with Musk, and asked if his relationship with Musk is over. He told me, quote, I would assume so.
Yeah, yep. You could tell Elon crossed that line with the Epstein shit. I'm telling you, he crossed that line. There's no coming back. There's no coming back from that. There really isn't. You know, as much as we already knew, like it's not new information, like we already knew, like there's no coming back from that. Once you get a gold key from Donald, then you turn around and tell everybody he was in the Epstein files. It's tough to come back from that one.
As Republicans race to pass the president's signature piece of legislation, the breakup
Signature piece of shit is what it is.
between two of the world's most powerful men is highlighting divisions on Capitol Hill. The nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office analysis found the bill would add $2.4 trillion to the debt over the next decade. Fiscal hawks in the Senate worry about voting for a bill that will add more to the deficit.
I can't, in good conscience, give up every principle that I stand
That he can still get the bill passed before July 4th, and claimed the Republican Party is more unified now because of how Musk treated him. When I asked President Trump if he thinks Musk could sink the bill, he told me, I don't think he has the power to do it. Musk spent more than $250 million helping Trump return to the White House. Musk posting this week, without me, Trump would have lost the election. As for concerns that
Wonder what that means. Strange. No clarification on his tweet about exactly how he helped the Trump get into office and what he did behind the scenes and what strings he pulled behind the scenes. But I'm sure one day we'll get to find out, right?
that Musk might fund Democrats in the future, President Trump told me if he does, he'll have to pay the consequences. Meanwhile, on
there you go, in a free country. I mean, I in no way, shape, or form want Elon's support, money, time, rhetoric, anything. The guy can kick rocks to Mars for fucking a lifetime for all I give a shit, right? And I would suggest that Democrats, there are some elected representatives in the Democrat Party who are seemingly towing that line of taking Elon on as a, I don't know, again, the enemy of my enemy is my friend type of character. And again, which is a stupid move. The only guy that has a lower approval rating than Donald Trump is Elon Musk. So to attach yourself to a guy like that is just beyond stupid politically. So I would very much warn and advise against anybody on the Democrat side taking any help or assistance or showing this guy any favorability or giving him a handout or anything. Let him swim around in the sea. Let him tread water as fucking long as he can tread water. And then when he can't tread water no more, let him fucking sink to the bottom for all I care. Right? Fuck him. But again, if he wants to do something to make sure that these Epstein files gets released, and he wants to do something that's going to definitely break up and damage the Trump regime's ability to conduct their authoritarian plans, I'm all for it. But he ain't on fucking my side. I can tell you that much, and nor will he ever be.
Friday, Kilmar Abrego Garcia, who the Trump administration had mistakenly deported to El Salvador, was flown back to the United States.
All right, so we got about half hour left. You guys get the gist of that. For some reason, she doesn't play the recording. I don't know if she's saving that for some prime time spot during the week. What was it?
It might have been on the real show, but they haven't posted the episode of Me Press today yet.
Oh, I got you. What is that on tonight? Maybe.
It's already on, but they haven't posted it. It's already been aired.
Gotcha. All right, so let's see if we can get out of this. I think I can bring myself big here. X out of that one. All right. How's everybody doing? Oh, I forgot to mention at the beginning of this, too, that we are day by day getting closer to the final launch of our road trip, right? Of the launch of the daily shows, June 11th to June 15th. I will be making my way cross country from Massachusetts to California with Mel. And you guys will be there along for the ride. I'll be checking in with you guys, making sure you guys know that I'm at least alive and well and surviving some of the campsites along the country. Yeah, you never know. You've heard stories of some of those campsites. You never know. But I'll be checking in with you guys. I really appreciate support. All the people that were so thoughtful and appreciative and generous that donated to the Venmo and the PayPal that are on the top of your screen right now, because that is, again, the most direct way of getting assistance to the person that you're ultimately aiming that assistance at, which is me. Again, YouTube doesn't get their ability to take their cut and, again, will make you wait 17 and a half years before they pay you out. So, again, if anybody has the wherewithal, the ability to, are in the position to throw a couple into the Venmo or PayPal, please, I would absolutely thank you so much, for doing so, and just let you know how much that would help go towards, the trip and the expenses of that. And again, setting this up as my future career. So, the more you guys help, the easier it is for me to put on a show and, make this a streamlined event. Don't let today get in the way, but, it's going to happen. So, yeah, you guys will be checking in. And again, let's see if I can pull up a few more pics and stuff from my trip to Ukraine. I feel a little bit more at ease about what I can and cannot say. So again, I just didn't want to be that guy, you know what I mean, to put people in a sticky spot. But so for people that are wondering, thank you, Rose. I appreciate you guys. You guys are fantastic. You really are. You really, really are. Say hi when you get to Cali. Say hi when you get to Cali. I don't know if I can yell that loud. I'll have to get a really big bullhorn. I don't know if you'll hear me. I'll just beep. What if I beep my entire way driving into California? I'll just continuously beep. And if I drive by, if somebody lives next to the highway, you'll hear me and you'll know it was me. But yeah, we'll live. What did it say? I'll live vicariously through you. Yeah. Well, you guys will be seeing the ups and the downs. I mean, today I don't think I made it, 42 feet out of the fucking rental car parking lot. I was already pulled over. Fucking Christ. I was like, oh, this is a good start. Good start. The rental car lady's probably still looking out the window at me. I'm right out front. I didn't make it 5 feet. I'm already pulled over. For Christ's sakes. But I got off with a warning. I got a warning. No, it was I was trying to put up the GPS and whatever, and the guy was like, you got a phone in your hand. Like, how else am I supposed to get the GPS? But I got away easy. But for those who were wondering about my trip to Ukraine and how that went, and kind of what was involved in that, I'd like to kind of give you a little more of a rundown of what took place and what was involved in getting this stuff done. Let me see if I can pull up some of these pictures and get these to you. I think this device has either stopped responding or been disconnected. That's probably not good. Mel, never mind. Can you just turn that camera on for me right there? I can actually probably reach this. Maybe that'll work. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, I just got to give it a second, I think. Devices either stopped responding or been disconnected. Maybe the battery died? What are you doing?
It's not connected.
To what?
Is this supposed to be connected somewhere?
Can you put it in here? Maybe. Please and thank you. I was afraid to leave it on because I don't want the battery dying. I'll see if that worked.
Do I turn it on now?
No. Nothing ever works when I ever. Maybe it's this one? No. You don't think it's what? The battery might be dead in it, to tell you the truth. Unfortunately. But let me see if I can get them this way. Yeah, this is... Let me show you this video. Because this is from my trip to Dachau, and I know that's okay for me to show. Wait till this pops up. See if I can show you that. All right, and how do I show you that screen? We're working here. We're working here through the... I've never really done this before, so I'm going to try to show you the videos that I took on here. Oh, my God, there's so many of them. Okay. Okay, yes. Okay. There you are. All right, so let me see if I can present, share screen. Let's see here. If I can share a window, this one. To share audio, share a tab or screen instead. All right, so I'll have to share the entire screen, which is that. Oh, no. Nope. Stop sharing. Stop this one. Screen share. Entire screen. Share audio. All right, now we're cooking with gas, people. Now we're cooking with gas. Now we're cooking with gas. See if I can add this to the stage. No, I'd rather do it this way. All right, so this is just you know, a little bit from my excursion during my layover to Dachau concentration camp. First off, I flew from Boston to Munich. And then I went from Munich to Warsaw. We went from Warsaw, taking our military, taking our aid convoy from Warsaw to Lviv. And then from Lviv, we drove on to Kyiv. From Kyiv, we took a train back to Rzeszów, Poland. From Rzeszów, Poland, I went to Munich. And then this is in my layover on the way back in Munich. Then I went from, obviously, Munich to Boston, Massachusetts. Warsaw. Adam, you making fun of the way I say Warsaw? But yeah, let me see. Let me know if you guys can hear the audio on this. Because this is a one of the videos that I know I could play for you guys, and I feel like you'd like to see exactly what I was seeing at this moment. So let me see if you can check this out. There's just something that really struck me at this site was, wait, you just see what? You don't see any of that? Does anybody else not see it? Does everybody see it? Can you see it, Mel? Why would that be happening? Let's see here. Looks good on my end. I can see it. It's buffering. Nope. Loading symbol. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. It is downloaded on the computer. Maybe I can't play it on the player. All right. So let me see if I can do it this way to you guys. I'll make myself bigger. Jeez, I gotta close all these out. Still waiting. All right, Jim. Take it easy there, Chief. You got places to be, people to see. You got a date tonight? Let me see. Is there another way to play it? You do. See if I can play this. Open. Is there like an open with type of thing? Open. See what that does. No, it brings it up in GoPro Player again. Can you see that? Let me see. I'll do this. Can you see that on the stage now? No. That is so weird. Because that's not at all what I'm looking at. I have a date with Lowe's. Yeah, it's going to be a nice Sunday. Snoop can bring his green hat. We're going to go to Bed Bath & Beyond, Home Depot, maybe stop at Lowe's. It's going to be a good day. All right, well, I don't know how to... Nothing seems to be working on this. Let's see if I can go back to the pictures at least. No, I can't.
Are you still downloading all those videos? Maybe you should stop doing that. Maybe that's why I'm not playing.
No, I think those are done already. Those videos already downloaded. Maybe I can do it this way. Jeez. Edit with, move to OneDrive, send, no, edit with. Maybe I could show that. Cast to device. Oh, here you go. Open with, I think the media player would work. Windows Media Legacy. Let me try that.
I'll make you mad. Let the girl run it.
What happened?
Nothing.
Yeah, I have no doubt that you'd be better at this whole situation than I would.
Said that. I'll make you mad.
But it's not Melissa Bryan, Boston politics. Let me see here.
Maybe you could have someone who could actually run it.
Oh, this. I think this will work. Add to stage. Put it here. All right. Let me know if that works. We'll now be entering. Should change any second. Did that work?
Yeah.
All right. All right. Let me know if you guys can hear it. Please let me know if you guys can hear it. Here we go. Peaceful, serene, calm, relaxing, right? No. It's amazing the struggling, huh? No clip audio, no sound. Perfect. In the horror of man. We'll now be entering the former crematorium site. Can you? Oh, very low audio now. Let me see. Is this any better? This should be better. I don't think that needs any explanation. Take my hat off for this one. Yeah, I don't know why it's skipping like that. I don't know why it's skipping like that. But I could probably just walk you through it without the audio anyway. What I was kind of talking about at the beginning there, as you could tell, I don't know if you could hear the audio from it, but the juxtaposition between the tranquility and peace of nature in that spot and the horrors of what man has perpetrated in the same spot, right? So if I play from the beginning, I mean, this is literally runs parallel to the camp. All you can hear is birds chirping, the water rolling. It's a RAM issue. I shouldn't have any issues with that. It's a brand new computer, and I don't really have that much open, to tell you the truth. Let me see if I can close this. That'll help. Close this. Is that any better? Is that any smoother? So this is on the way into the crematorium at Dachau. Water is clean. Yeah, you can see people have thrown in, coins and made wishes and blessings and stuff in there. Yeah, it was a beautiful day, Paul. It was a beautiful day. I said that a bunch of times. Oh, thank you, Jennifer. Jesus. Thank you so much for the Venmo. Appreciate that. Road trip tech support. Corey and I are so happy for you, Mel and Logan, to start this. Oops, sorry, my phone. To start this new chapter of your lives together. Thank you so much. That is so incredibly nice of you. Thank you for that. Appreciate you. So yeah, this is just me walking up to the crematorium here. I don't know why it skips like that for some reason. I don't have a lot open, I can tell you that. Okay, maybe I can get rid of this one. Bam. I can get rid of that one. That one. All right, let me see if I can get to the inside so you're not waiting here. I mean, these are the actual. I mean, it's just wild to be there. In one of my first videos, when I showed up there, I definitely. Oh, Chewy, look at what the hell! Gifted 20 Boston Brian memberships. Thank you so much. That is huge. That is huge, dude. Thank you so much. Anybody that gets one of the 20 gifted from Chewy, make sure you send him a shout out. Make sure you thank him, because I sure do. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. It's very nice of you. You guys can contribute just like Chewy by donating memberships. There's a patreon.com/Boston Brian. Oh, yeah, we got to talk about Patreon Zooms as well. We're going to see how we can kind of figure that out with the trip as well. I didn't forget about you guys at all. I really appreciate you guys and your patience and stuff. The Patreon members, I really do. Oh, you did?
Yeah, I already posted it. It was in the video. I posted while you were gone.
Oh, it was posted while I was gone then. So apparently
But we should do a Zoom for like YouTube.
the dates have been set and I'm just the last to know. So, all right. Appreciate it. But anyways, I appreciate you patrons. You guys are the best. And you can do, again, YouTube memberships and super thanks and super chats. The Venmo up here. Let me throw up the PayPal just in case somebody has PayPal. You can do that, again, most direct way to help out with the trip and stuff like that. But yeah, there was one of these videos that I wanted to show you guys. Let me see here. For some reason that I don't know why the device has either stopped responding or been disconnected.
It doesn't have power.
Maybe I can go to iCloud photos. They should be in there, right? Forgive me as I scroll down these photos to see if I can find any from the trip. They should be on here. They should be on here. Oh, here we go. Here we go. All right. Now, again, like I was doing last week, I got to make sure that I'm not showing anything that I shouldn't show. Anything that... Did I show you the lot? I think I showed you the lot of last week. I think I can show... I'll probably be careful on that one. Here's a cool one. Whoa. Why'd that happen? Oh, this thing is... For some reason, if I click on one thing, it opens a million things. Open. Yes, open. Today, Junior. Would be great. Would be wonderful. No. I'm down. Are you sure you want to cancel? I'm in awe of what's happening on this computer right now. Here's a cool one, though. Let's see ya. Can you guys see that one? Let me pull it to the side, add to the stage, remove myself. There you go. Here's me and Harry done. I don't know if I showed that last week, but it's the only one that works right now. So you're seeing it again. No, there's a few more here. There's a nice one here. Come on now. No, now it's not responding. Which one was I talking about? This one right here is a good one. All right, I don't know why it's doing this. I really don't. Something's up with the mouse and the actions that it's doing. No, I don't want that. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to click on a photo, and it's like it's literally highlighting all of them and somehow trying to transfer them somewhere, which I'm not trying to do.
Can I put up the Zoom dates while you're doing that?
Yeah, go ahead. Mel's going to put up the Zoom dates while I try to fiddle around with this. I'm just so confused as to what would have changed on this keyboard. Makes absolutely no sense. Here's the... No. Nope. Not happening. Not happening. All right. Well, anyway. But I don't know. For some reason, it's not letting me pull up any of the pictures. Open. Says me. Oh, there you go. Can you guys see that one? There you go. That one worked for some reason. One of the beautiful churches in and around Kiev. This is just on the other side of Maidan, I believe. If you walked around this one, it was just on the other side. There's that one. Let me see if I can pull up a couple more since that one was working. Here. And then I got I don't like how they're all mixed up with the other ones, though. It makes absolutely no sense to me either. Oh, here we go. That's a good one. See, it's like, can I show it? I can't show license plates, lots of people's faces, that type of stuff. So gotta be careful. Gotta be careful. I gotta pre make sure that everything's all cool. Everything's okay. But like I said, the trip, like the Dachau trip, and like pictures like mundane pictures like this one's actually oh my god, I did it again. For some reason I have to right click and then hit the open. I don't know why it does that. Nope. Exit out that one. There you go. Open. This is me over the city, which is a nice picture as well. Let's see. This might be me on the train, right? This is on the way home. Oh, this is a movie? No, I'm not gonna play that. Just in case. Just in case. Yeah, there's another one.
Is your old phone number on the Venmo?
Is my old phone number?
Yeah.
Probably, yeah. I haven't deleted my old the stuff off my old phone. Here's a really, really nice one. I mean, the architecture there is just friggin-tastic. Just beautiful. This is just in the center of Kiev. This is, I think, what they were calling the not safe zone, so to speak, but where most of the like officials and dignitary stayed in this area. So Russia had been kind of laying off of that spot to avoid, an international crisis. But let's see. Can I show any more? Do we have time? Of course we do. Of course we do. What's another one? Wow. Okay. That one's nice. I'm dumbfounded as what this thing's doing right now. Yes, I want it open. Where are you? Sorry, I don't know why this all of a sudden just started acting up. I was acting fine this morning. I don't know what I changed. It's not letting me pull it back up again. All right, let's just thank people. There's enough of that going around, right? I think you've seen enough. What I'm going to do is put together a good compilation once I get to California, a nice little a video, nice edited video of all the footage and pictures and iPhone pictures that I took. Release that as a separate video so you guys can see the whole thing start to finish and understand what was entailed and what it went through. For some reason, I think what I was trying to do is not what the computer likes right now. I think I'm just upsetting it. But either that or I hit some button that I'm not supposed to hit, which is entirely possible and probably probable. But let me just make sure that everybody gets their moment in the sun, their moment in the spotlight, and their thanks for their incredible, let's say, partnership with the show, their generosity, and their I don't know, what do you say? Kind nature, let's say. All right, we can thank everybody for that kind nature, right? So Patrick, first on the list, thank you for being here for 14 months, my friend. Let's fucking go. I appreciate you. Just Julie, glad you're back. No, I'm glad you're back. I'm glad to be back with you guys. I'm glad to be back so I can finally embark upon this trip with Mel. So can finally get to get my ass planted in California. And again, bring you guys along for the road trip. Thank you, Andrea. I appreciate you. Yay, Mel. Hey, everyone. How are you? Thank you, Susie. Great community with all Bryantologists. I appreciate it. I really am blessed with, great mods that keep a wonderful community in here that allow people to express themselves while also keeping other chatters safe from attacks and bigotry and racism and that sort of thing. So I'm very blessed to have the mods that I do. So thank you, mods, for the work that you do. Thank you, Mel, for everything that you do for this show, as far as everything basically that doesn't involve me sitting here being on camera. So thank you. I appreciate you. Love you very much. Thank you for everything you do. And yeah, thank you guys very much, the chatters themselves, because you guys make this show possible. Your generosity makes this show possible. You dealing with my my inability to understand technology makes this possible. And we're going to continue to grow. We're going to continue to make this something that people will rely upon, either for entertainment, information, a getaway. You know, if you come here just to kind of detach from the seriousness sometimes of what's going on in this country, in the world, then you know, I appreciate you being here. You know, if you come to get informed and learn from the news and learn from the things that we go through, just like I am with you guys, then thank you for being here for that. And again, if you're being here, if you're here just to be entertained by somebody that is not like the others, then I appreciate you just as much as well. So thank you to every person that is out there. Bicycle Mike, thank you so much for the $2 super sticker. I appreciate you, my friend. Thank you for being here. I hope you have a wonderful day. Sheldon, thank you so much. Patrick, thank you so much. Wes, what's up, my man? Make this Pentecost. Give us all the renewed spirit. I think I missed that moment in the chat, but I appreciate you being here for 13 months, my man. I hope you're having a wonderful weekend. I appreciate you. Thank you. Let's go, Nordez. Gifting 5. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate you. Somebody's going to have to tell me why my mouse isn't working. That's what somebody is going to have to tell me. Thank you to Laurie for being there for 2 months. I appreciate you. Love you, Brian and Mel. So happy for you both. Thank you very much. Angela for 11 months. Let's go. Slava Ukraini. Hello. Heroyam Slava. Appreciate you, Angela. Thank you so much. Josh, hi, Brian. Whether I'm dodging my racist mother-in-law or laughing at maggots at the gym, I'm not letting them steal my joy of mocking them. By the way, the new Indiana Jones game kicks ass. Appreciate you, Josh. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. And yes, don't let anybody bring you down. Don't let anybody steal your joy, your happiness. And I'll have to check out what platform is the game on. I haven't played games in I don't know how long. I don't even know what the famous system is right now, or the big system is right now. That's how old I am. Thank you, Tomas. Appreciate you. Not here as often as I want, but parking my car. No worries, my friend. No worries, my friend. The shows are always up on there for you to watch, whether it be live or after the fact. Not a big deal. I know everybody's got a busy schedule. I know sometimes Sundays and the weekends aren't the best, so no apologies necessary. Don't worry about it. We appreciate you anytime you can stop by. Slacks, happy birthday again, my dude. Love you, Brian, Mel, Duggery Dog, Logan. Love to all the Bryantologists. Road trip money. Appreciate you, my dude. Appreciate you very much. Happy birthday again. Thank you for being here on your special day. I really do appreciate that. Jess, how are you? Hello, Brian from NC. We made it. Love you. I hope you guys are having a wonderful vacay. Hope you guys are kicking ass down there and taking names as far as vacations are concerned. Let those neighbors know who you are down there and tell them I said hi. Appreciate you. Bye. Hi, Jess. And where's Danny? Tell Danny I said hello as well. Yesterday was my birthday. The kids came over. No worries, Slacks. No worries. I mean, I'm a day late and $1 short, typically. So this just kind of goes along with that nature. So don't worry about it. Happy birthday, even if it is belated. And I'm glad you got to spend some time with the kids. That sounds fantastic. Sheldon, thank you again so much for the happy birthday to Slacks. Dusty, convenient distractions from the Epstein files talk. There are a lot of distractions. There are a very good amount of distractions out there, but that doesn't mean you can't cover them right. Not disagreeing at all with you with what you're saying, but I'm just saying there's a lot of people that say, distraction. Doesn't mean you can't cover what the subject is and, give you the news rundown and the headline and how it's going to may or may not affect things. But you just don't devote your entire show, your entire platform to a singular thing that you think may be just a distraction. There are multitude of really serious problems out there that we need to keep focused on. So thank you so much, Dusty. Appreciate you. Let's see. Lincoln Trump is incapable of pleasing a woman. He takes his frustration out in the world. No notes on that one. Probably spot on. Petrazi, thank you so much for the $5 super sticker. You are fantastic. I appreciate you very much, and you have a very pretty cat. Let's see here. Independent, thank you, Boston Brian. This is so out of control. It is. It's been out of control for a while, and now I just think we're getting to that tipping point where people are like, okay, no more. Not in my neighborhood, at least. Not in my neighborhood. Stoneflower Dragon. Press David Huerta of SEIU was injured and arrested, witnessing a raid by ICE agents on Friday. He resides in LA and is a citizen. We demand release. Amen. Stoneflower Dragon right there with you. Again, and unfortunately not the last, not the first, and will not be the last instance that we see of somebody well-known, high-profile, an activist, something like that, legal citizen being caught up in what is ultimately ICE's provocation, escalation of immigration policies by Donald Trump in this country. So thank you, Stoneflower Dragon, and we are right there with you. Let's see, JD's back with the profanity bonus. Thank you, JD. Appreciate you, dude. Appreciate you, dude. Hope you're soaking up the sun out there in Cali. Lincoln, thank you so much. Someone is approached by masked, unidentified men. The Second Amendment kicks in. Pew pew. I mean, I can't agree as somebody on you. I can't agree, but if you are trying to defend yourself, if somebody is trying to approach you, and manhandle you and potentially kidnap you without identifying themselves and their mask, I absolutely agree with your assessment that you have every right to defend yourself. I'm not going to advise anybody pew-pewing anybody, but you have every right to defend yourself as far as the laws are concerned in your state, and that's about as far as I'll go on that one. Lincoln, thank you very much for your $5. I appreciate it. Grace, thank you so much for the gifted membership. Elton, thank you so much for the $20. We need a nationwide shutdown. I think it's gotten to the point where that is rapidly approaching, unfortunately, and I think that's maybe what it's going to take in order for some serious change. And even then, who knows? Even then, who knows how it's going to be treated by this regime? But again, there's a line in the sand that you can only push the citizenry, the people, so far. And I think we're rapidly approaching that line if we haven't crossed it already. AI Jesus, thank you so much for the 5. Hashtag film and follow. Absolutely, my dude. I've been putting that all over Blue Sky. If you follow me on Blue Sky, make sure you share that out. If you're not following me on Blue Sky, make sure you do at bostonbrian.com. But yeah, film and follow. If you see ICE agents, make them uncomfortable. Make it known that they're on film. Make it known that we're on their ass. Make it known that if they do something to step out of line, besides walk those sidewalk peacefully, if they do anything other than that, then we're going to be on their ass, right? We're going to be on their ass. So make sure you hashtag film and follow. Film and follow. All right, Jeff, thank you so much. The basement of Misfit Jackoffs. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Marsha, the legacy media is weak, fearful, and complicit. That includes local news stations. It's sickening and disgusting. Money is all that matters to them. I think that's maybe the comment of the day, Marsha, as far as I'm concerned, because that is absolutely spot on. I forget what I was watching this morning, some local news clip, and just the way they were talking about, I think it was actually from The Hill, to tell you the truth. It was a video from The Hill talking about Elon's feud with Donald Trump. And they made it a point to say there's been no evidence to suggest that Donald Trump has done anything illegal as far as the Jeffrey Epstein case is concerned. And it just seemed like they were really trying to cover their ass legally, or as far as retribution is concerned, by Donald Trump. It seemed really, really just shitty as far as, like, of course, we've seen the logs. We know that he's in there 8 times. We've heard the lawsuits and the Katie Johnson case. I mean, there's more than enough to suggest that there's overwhelming evidence that Donald Trump is directly involved, or was directly involved, with Jeffrey Epstein in a multitude of ways. So, it was pretty sick to see that people are, changing the way that they cover stories and adding little things in because they don't want to have the dare leader come after them or their news organizations. But thank you, Marsha. I appreciate that. Absolutely true. Dame Dog, what's up, buddy? I met Con Harbor, Valor, and Ken Casey, Dropkick Murphys in DC Friday. Really awesome guys. Slav Ukraini, Heroyam Slavik. Dame, that's amazing. That's amazing. Ken, great guy. Fantastic individual. Really hardworking, determined. I mean, that guy had, as much as we had our trip structured, like, he added so much onto the plate of what he had, even above and beyond the humanitarian aid convoy that we were part of, and the schedule that we had to keep. He was everywhere doing interviews with anybody he possibly could. He went further when most of us turned around and came home. He went deeper into Ukraine and got some really good footage, some really harrowing footage from the front lines, or not far from the front lines, for Valor Media and the Midas Touch Network. Ken Casey, of course, was also on the trip. Fantastic individual, fantastic human being. Hopefully going to have both of them on the show in the coming future to talk about the trip, to talk about Ukraine and what we can do to continue to support, again, the fine people of Ukraine and the military of Ukraine. So, Dave Dog, it's unbelievable that you got to meet those guys. I'm very happy. I saw that Harry Dunn was there as well. He was also in the crowd. I saw some pictures that he took there. So it's some really cool people in attendance for the vets. So that was good to see. Good to see. Thank you, buddy. Rosanna, thank you so much for the $10 super sticker. You guys are fantastic. You guys go above and beyond, the both of you, you and Nordez. Just fantastic human beings. Frida says, I'll be watching. Thank you, Frida, for the 20. Another fantastic contribution. Thank you so much. Wayno. What up, Wayno? Foxtrot Delta Taco. Let's go. I like that one. You know what? Haven't heard that one yet, and I do appreciate it, Wayno. I like some cleverness in this chat. I like the cleverness. Thank you for being here for 10 months as well. Appreciate you, my man. Neil, what's going on? Thank you so much for the one gifted. Appreciate that. Anybody getting a gifted membership, make sure you're thanking the people gifting it to you. Masha coming in with a $2 super sticker. Thank you, Masha. Kathleen coming in huge. Been here for 11 months. Safe travels, Mel and Brian. Much appreciated. I appreciate that very much. It's going to be a long one. It's going to be a long haul. But let's go. Trying to leave your masshole tendencies here before your road trip. No, come on. That's terrible. My masshole tendencies are what make me a Bostonian. And you can never take the Bostonian out of the guy, right? You can only take the guy out of Boston. But that's not going to happen. Huh? Let's see here. Rocks, thank you so much. Can't wait to hug you both. Stop in Victorville. Appreciate that. Remember, for 15 months. Let's friggin' go. That must be one of the longest. I don't think I've seen 15 months. Could be. Not sure, though. But thank you, Rocks. Appreciate you and your services. Thank you for keeping this chat safe. Wayne, thank you for gifting 10. What a fantastic human being. Let's go. Appreciate that. Thank you, Wayno. Everybody that gets a gifted membership from Wayne, make sure you're thanking Wayno for his generosity and his kindness. I hope you have a great weekend, my friend. Patrick says, let's go while we're young. I'm trying. Listen, I'm trying. For some reason, something is off. I think one single button has been pressed, which is kind of making everything do alternate things. And I'm not sure what it is because it wasn't alt. I can tell you that much. That's about all I do know. But thanks, Patrick. I appreciate you rushing me along. Wes with the Ray Bork. Thank you, buddy. He says, grace, peace, hope, and love. Say no to violence. Thank you for the Ray Bork. I appreciate that. Thank you, Chewy, for your wonderfully, generously, amazing, gifted 20 memberships. That is fantastic. Thank you so much. Huge contribution. We're looking for the push to 15,000. So any 1, 10, 5, 20, all of them go such a long way into getting us towards that goal. So thank you, Chewy. Nordez again for the 5. Thank you so much. JD coming in. Safe travels, B. Appreciate you, dude. Danny, here's Danny. Hi, Brian. Made it to North Carolina. Safe travels on your road trip. Love you guys. Do you want pics of the ocean trip? We can send them later. Duh. Hello. Absolutely. And Mel says in the background that we're going to call you while we're on the road. Just to say hi to you guys and check in with your vacation. Make sure you guys are doing all right. Moms, thank you so much. I appreciate you very, very much for your $5 contributions to our trip, to the show, to the production, to my maybe I'll go. Are there any like tech classes on the way I could take? Yeah, maybe Logan will teach me a lot about computers, so maybe that'll help. That'll help with my efficiency in this. Thank you, Danny. I appreciate you. What is it? Did you send it? Let's see here. Mel is requesting the Zoom. The June one. So here we go. Mel, why?
I've been on a show night.
Oh, geez. All right. Well, scratch that.
Thanks, Mom.
We'll change that. Thanks, Moms. Appreciate you for letting us know that probably wouldn't work because my show was on one of those nights. But yeah, once we get those dates figured out, we'll put it back up. Thank you. And I appreciate you, Danny. I hope you guys are enjoying your vacation. Thank you so much for checking in. Jenny Faye, thank you so much. Marvelous Mod, love. Besides family, friends, what will you miss most about Boston? What will I miss most about Boston besides family and friends? I'd say the landscape right? Like the environment, the trees and the foliage and the change of seasons. I'm a big fall guy, hockey guy, that type of stuff. Not I like winter, I like snow, so it's gonna be hard when you don't get any of that. But there are mountains out there, so I don't think I'm very far away from some nice ski resorts or some good skiing and some real mountains, as Mel would call them, out there. But yeah, I'd say like the scenery, the landscape, the difference in trees and that type of stuff. I think that's probably what I'll miss most. What I will miss least. What will I miss least? That's hard. Well, I can't say the beach because I'm going from one beach to the next. So, I'm kind of spoiled for choice on that one. But yeah, that's probably what I'd miss most. The difference in seasons, the change in seasons and stuff. The noticeable change in seasons, I should say. But thank you for the question, Jennifer. Great question. I appreciate that. Pam says, I'm about to buy Las Vegas after this roll. Come on, 777. Let's go. I appreciate that. Jackpot. You know what you should do? Because of karma, just because the karma, has a way of coming back around because you were so generous and donate to the show, I suggest going out and maybe buying a scratch ticket, possibly, or a lottery ticket. Play your numbers. Maybe today's your day. You never know. But that wraps it up, guys. I appreciate everybody that gave, that donated, that contributed to the show. You guys are fantastic. Keep the heat on, right? Keep the heat on. Make sure that not only the government and Donald Trump and anybody that works for him knows, but ICE knows. Oh, let me just make sure nobody on Venmo that I missed either, because you guys have been fantastic as far as Venmo is concerned too. Let's see here. Where's the camera? Right there. Kind of a silly. You can say hi to whoever you want. And the camera. You want the microphone? That was it. That was your 5 seconds of fame. All right, let me go to transactions. Make sure I didn't miss it. Roxanne, thank you so much. Allison Melnick, thank you so much. Jennifer, thank you so much. You guys have been fantastic. And again, a huge shout out to Pierre. I want to give a huge, warm shout out to Pierre. Pierre was one of the incredible, amazing gentlemen that I met on my trip to Ukraine. And his generosity and his kindness clearly knows no bounds, as he was overwhelmingly generous with his contributions to not only the channel, but our Mel and I's road trip. So Pierre, if you're watching, I appreciate you, my friend. Thank you so much for not only what you've done for me and the help on this trip, but also the help you've given to the Ukrainians and the Ukrainian military by not only raising awareness, but money that directly impacts those people too. So thank you very, very much, Pierre. Didn't want to leave that out. And finally, to wrap it up, Neil, thank you. Just noticed I got this freebie. Absolutely. 1 month, my man. 1 month. Let's go. NAFO. Slava Ukraini. I appreciate you. Heroyam Slava. Next month you get another one, so keep checking. But yes, I appreciate you guys. I will see you. What's today's date? Today is the 8th, so I will see you. Will I see them Wednesday? 10th is Tuesday. Right. So I won't see them. Yeah. But I won't be at the normal time. So I'll see you guys on the 11th when we leave, right?
We're leaving on the 10th.
Well, then why did you put in the thing? Oh, okay. So on the 10th, excuse me, on the 10th. I'll see you guys on the 10th. I'm not sure what time it's going to be at. Depends on, where we are in the trip and where we get to stop, and, where our lunch break and stuff will be. Maybe we'll have to do it somewhere along those lines. So I will let you guys know. Mel will make a fantastic graphic to keep you guys informed as to what time we will be doing the show. And I'm looking forward to keeping you guys involved in the trip, keeping you guys updated on where we are in the status, and keeping this show going when I get to California. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Slacks, happy birthday again. Anybody out there that's got a birthday coming up or just passed, happy birthday to you. And make sure that, you're out there kicking ass, taking names, keeping your head on a swivel, and standing up for the rights that you believe in, standing up for, for what you feeling your heart is the right thing. So I appreciate you guys. I will see you guys in a couple days. So enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have a good one. Let me see if this works. I don't know what I'm doing here. I think I'll just do the regular one because nobody seems to like the other one anyway. All right. I'll see you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.